Odyssey of the North. On Odyssey of the North, I've read about halfway through the story. It starts with the Malamute kid and his buds coming back from being out. I'm finding strangers there, and yes, what did they find? They find there's some travelers there, and what is it? God damn it! There's a stranger, a strange one, a guy that they can't really figure out who the heck he is. He's like, he traded otter skins for dogs. He gets a steak from the Malamute kid, like, can you basically lend me some money? And he actually does. He says, like, there's something about him that I figure. And this guy's come out of the north. He's come out of the deep north, and they don't know who the hell he is. And yeah, he goes off, and when they returned, the Malamute kid placed his gold scales on the table, weighed out the matter of 60 ounces, and transferred them to the strange one's sack. Then the chief of the dog drivers joined the conclave, and a certain business transacted with him. And the next day, the gang went upriver, but he of the otter skins took the several pounds of grub and turned his steps back to Dawson. So yeah, this guy's got some scheme, something's going on. And then when he sees him next, then one bleak morning in early January, a heavily laden dog train pulled up into his cabin below the Stewart River. He of the Otterskins was there, and with him walked a man such as the gods have almost forgotten how to fashion. And it's this Alex Gunderson, who just seems like an amazing, rough-hewn, rugged guy with hair, the yellow of ripe corn silk. His frost-encrusted hair swept like day across night and fell far down his coat of bear skins. And he also has this amazingly beautiful native wife. She rested against his great breast like a slender flower against a wall, replying lazily to Malamute Kid's good-natured banter and stirring Prince's blood strangely with occasional sweep of her deep, dark eyes. So she seems like this quite amazing woman. Then was the wife of Axel Gunderson, a woman whose name and fame had traveled with her husband's hand in hand through all the Northwest, and bathed, so she's like quite amazing. And he of the Otterskins ate in silence, forgotten in the merry battle. So yes, it's like, what's going on with this strange guy, and he's attached to these two other people. The snowshoes were drawn for the lashings of the sleds. Axel Gunderson shook his hands and stepped to the floor, his great web shoe sinking fair half-yard into the feathery surface and packed snow so that the dog should not wallow. His wife fell in behind the last sleigh, betraying long practice in the art of handling the awkward footgear. The stillness was broken with the cheery farewells and the dog's whine, and he of the Otterskins talked with his whip to a recalcitrant wheeler. An hour later, the train had taken on the likeness of a black pencil crawling in a long straight line across a mighty sheet of foolscap. So the whiteness, and there's this one black pencil line. And so many weeks later, someone bursts into the cabin of Malamute Kid and Prince while they're playing chess, and it turns out it is indeed the stranger, who is like super malnourished, has been carving off bits of his own flesh, it looks like, and also has a couple of stab wounds, and is talked about Unga, and how Unga had what did she do? She would not come, and then he is still in the snow. And who is in the snow? Unga. She looked at me with hate in her eyes, and then, yes, and then she took the knife so, and once, twice, she was weak. I traveled very slowly, and there's much gold in that place, very much gold. Where's Unga? So then, I guess he recovers, and we start hearing the story of this of the stranger, who is Nas. We find out he is Nas, a chief and son of a chief, born in this place high in the north, where it sounds like two white dudes arrived there, battled all the native people, and became chiefs themselves, and they're the children of their children. They ended up they killed all the other men there, and then they killed each other. But their children kept on going, and they kept on going with the feud. And now it was only Nas, and on one side, the children of one of the guys, and on the other side, Unga, the child of the other guy. And it was basically said it was fated that they would have their children's, their children would end up battling each other. But he goes like, actually, she's kind of hot, puts all his goods towards wanting to marry her. And it's indeed the day of the wedding feast and all that, when a ship arrives, and there is a dude with yellow corn hair yellow as corn silk. I'm assuming that's when Axel probably takes up with Unga and fucks things up for Nas, and that's, we're going to continue this kind of Icelandic trial of a story from there. All right, more videos later.